Better Daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Wednesday. It is Wild Wednesday, so you never know what we're going to do. And I am excited to talk to you today about, drumroll please, the Summer Shred. Last night we got together in Better Daily and we went through a Q&A that I'm going to post the link to here to talk about getting ready for summer. And it's not as shallow as it sounds. I spent some time unpacking in that Q&A, that live Q&A, unpacking why that shredding for summer is a part of the 1% better journey. There's a number of reasons why it's helpful to reduce the amount of water that your body holds on to reduce the amount of weight and fat that your body holds on to. And your circadian rhythm is actually going to work with you on that front too. So it's biology, and it's smart biology, so that year over year, you're consistently maintaining and maybe even achieving better health for yourself. But one thing I didn't talk about last night that I wanted to make sure that I did talk about was a fasting practice. So part of my Faithful 40 goal is over the next 40 days, starting on May 1st, I'll be journaling my mindset, my nutrition, and my exercise, and I have a few things that I'd like to accomplish in those 40 days by appreciating your guys' accountability and also to give you mine. And those things are a fewfold. One, my digestive tract is very finicky, as I've said in the past. And what I mean by that is it just doesn't like change very much. And so there's some times where I have to be pretty bland about things, and sometimes I have to reduce FODMAPs, for instance, or I have to be a little hardcore about taking wormwood and turmeric and resupplying my microbiome with Saccharomyces boulardii and fermented dairy products like kefir or kimchi, which would be the fermented cabbage, not a dairy product. But my point is I have to stop down and take good care of my gut. And so that's something I'm going to do over the next 40 days. For me, it's hard to do that every day, all of the time. And so doing that in spurts is more conducive to my lifestyle. And so I'm going to be doing that over the next 40 days. So my gut's going to need a little help. And then also I intend to reawaken some dormant muscle tissue. And what I mean by that is over the winter, my training volume decreases quite a bit. I probably work out maybe 2.5 to 3.5 hours per week over the winter time. And it's great. I still lift and I still do strength training and I still run and stuff. It's just smaller volume. So my workouts look a little shorter, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes tops. As the weather gets nicer and I feel more energetic and I'm excited to do so, my workouts get longer, maybe an hour to an hour and a half, in which case that increased volume helps to reawaken some dormant muscle tissue. A lot of people think they lose muscle tissue if they don't exercise it. That's not completely true. Your muscle tissue sticks around, it just goes dormant. And this is an effect that we've seen in athletes, for instance, or after 20 years of not practicing their sport, they go back to weight training, and within 8 to 12 weeks, they see significantly faster muscle growth than other individuals. And what they're showing in those measures, it's not growth of muscle that wasn't there. It's tissue that has basically been completely deprived of metabolic fluid, meaning it's dormant. It's like a factory in a business that doesn't need to be used during the season, so they just shut it down. Like, oh, we don't need to use this. So the factory's still there. The muscle fibers are still there. It's just not working. It doesn't have a lot of nerve supply. It doesn't have a lot of blood flow. It doesn't have all the fluid required to inflate it, so to speak, and bring energy to the cells and whatnot. And so that said, if you stop, let's say you've been weight training and you stop weight training, you will, quote, lose muscle tissue. You might lose a few pounds of muscle, they say, but the tissue is still there. It's just that the water weight that's associated with it, the blood supply, that sort of thing, that goes down a bit. Anyway, that said, there's some muscle tissue I'm looking forward to reawakening. I did some heavy deadlifts with a client this morning, and it was great, but I could tell, there's some muscle tissue in my hamstrings, some muscle tissue in my glutes and lower back that has gone dormant. I haven't been working those things as hard or as strong. So I'm excited to dive into it. So I'll be doing that during the Faithful 40 Challenge as well. And one of the things that we do in the Faithful 40 Challenge is we set our goal. We say, hey, this is what I want to see over the next 40 days. By using this accountability of mindset, nutrition, and exercise and community, I want to see this goal. But there's another thing we do, and that is, these are the action steps I'm going to take in order to achieve this goal. And the Faithful 40 Challenge is about sustainable progress, 1% better every day. It's not a challenge where you do everything and throw everything but the kitchen sink at something so that by the end of 40 days you're exhausted. You see great results, but you're not going to maintain them because, well, you did all kinds of things you wouldn't normally do. This is about sustainable progress and using the accountability of the group and engaging with individuals that will help you over 40 days to stick to your purposes and your intentions. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 15 to 20 minutes per weight workout to my practice. And that's normal for me, but it'll be nice to be working out and be like, no, I can do another superset, or I've got a little more time on the clock here. And so I can make sure that that's a thing. Set the clock for an hour and make sure you weight train the whole time. Get it done, Alex. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be watching my protein intake. If you're trying to reawaken dormant muscle tissue, or you're growing some that you've never had before, because some of you might be weight training consistently for the first time ever. And so it's not that you have dormant muscle tissue, it's that you have less muscle tissue than you should. And so we need to tell your body to build some. You need protein. Protein is a very, very, very necessary building block for growth. Now, I'm not talking crazy amounts of protein here, but if I'm lifting 5 days a week for an hour each time, I need at least 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass. So I weigh 170 pounds. I have about 150 to 155 pounds of muscle on me. So I need about 150 grams of protein a day in order to support my muscle tissue, to recover well, keep myself from injury, and to see the results that I'm looking for, right? So a third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to observe a weekly fast. So each week I'm going to fast for about 24 hours, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter. 24 is really a magic number for me because when I fast, the goal is I want to deplete my body of glycogen stores. That's stored carbohydrates. And by depleting my body of stored glycogen, I force it toward fat burn. That is beta oxidation is what we call it. And that is really important for metabolic flexibility. That's the body's ability to switch from using carbs to fats and fats back to carbs. And metabolic flexibility is an extremely important part of not having more fat on your body than your body needs or wants. And being at a good body composition and not accumulating fat over time is a great way to keep your organs healthy, a great way to keep your cardiovascular system healthy, a great way to keep your joints from carrying around more weight than they need to. So a weekly fast, I won't be fasting directly following like heavy leg training days or something. I might even fast on my rest day, which is a great time to fast if you're working out hard. And I'll probably eat the same amount of calories between the 2 days. I'll probably have a larger lunch and dinner on the days that I fast. But that's not the point. The point is metabolic flexibility. And so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm curious about you and your Faithful 40 Challenge. Have you ever fasted weekly? Is that something you're open to trying? I generally recommend it, unless you have a medical reason not to. I generally recommend it to everybody except for women of childbearing age. So like if you're still menstruating and you have some kids and maybe you'll have another one, I wouldn't recommend fasting necessarily as a regular practice for you. Maybe an 18-hour fast, that's about the time that your glycogen stores get depleted. But for many females, reducing the amount of food that they eat for a long period of time is a really good way to signal to the body that you're in trouble, that you need to lower your metabolic rate. Whereas everybody else who, probably can't bear a child, when you have a reduction in your overall metabolism, like you don't eat anything for a little bit, you actually see a metabolic uptick. It's actually really helpful for restoring the body and giving the digestive system a break and moving you from from carbohydrate utilization to fat utilization. So today, for Wild Wednesday, I'm posting the link to our Q&A from last night. Had some great questions, had an awesome opportunity to do a Q&A over the summer shred. But I hope that me talking about my goals and some of the action steps I'm going to take over the Faithful 40 Challenge gives you some thoughts around, okay, that's something I can use. That's something I want to work toward. So I'm also going to have the link to register for the Faithful 40 Challenge. It starts May 1st, and registering just lets us know that you're on the list so that we can put you with a team of individuals who will work extra hard to keep each other accountable over the 40-day challenge. Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Thank you for joining me for Wild Wednesday. I hope that this Q&A is powerful and helpful to you, and I'm really looking forward to this 40-day challenge with you. Until next time, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.